Return to the place that reminds me of home and see what you find.
Under the bridge. Of course. Junkies, ignore them. Says the message. So me? Error.
Contents, lunar dust.
Oh yeah? From the lunar city of Taika.
Quantum tuner.
Do you think she just fucking put some English on that shit and right back down to Earth?
Launch pad soon. Finally. Still with me?
Hello.
Very mysterious. You know, this reminds me of a character in Neuromancer. His name is Armitage, and you might describe him something like...
A corporal average man for the ages. Expensive, understated suit, dark hair.
Is he the client from the ending?
That's the blue eyes dude?
The kind only I know the answers to.
Fucking Tim!
It's a captivating.
It's Tim, dude!
Relies on continuous evolution to exist.
What the fuck?
Create it, and in the process,
Absolute G-Man.
they'll then execute my commands and disintegrate
Yeah.
irretrievably.
Oh my god.
Well, hang.
That is some
What
Half-Life
about
shit
me?
for sure.
Not
Okay.
obvious. You'll fight on. Keep looking. You're stronger than I am, V. Stronger than anyone else I know.
You fucking serious?
Yeah. Yeah, he is an AI in human form. He's not real. The blue-eyed dude is not real, dude.
I regret. Wasn't honest with you. I'm sorry.
Shit. Flat out tricked me. Not a lie. I can forgive. Song?
Yeah, okay,
Fuck.
you can choose
Color me impressed.
how she fades.
Berg took everyone for a ride. Myers, Hanson, Reed, you.
The first time somebody screwed me sideways,
This theme sounds so much like
Your
the end of
attitude
Phantom
toward
Pain.
life sends your way. So touching sometimes. Woman did you
In a
hard
similar
enough.
moment, too.
Got the right to feel rage, want to rip her head off. But she stuck it out to the very end. That commands respect.
fuck all that. Thing is, you and me are back at square one. Still have that problem. Finding some way to save ourselves.
Could always call Reed on the hollow.
Think he'd kill me.
Damn, globe-sized ego, V. You mean zilch to him. Just one person he's gunning for.
Plot aside, because it's good to have her
Nice to drop
lock in a
and
way
shoot
that
some
keeps
shit,
him out.
V.
Is she suppresses
I'm
Johnny
telling
every
you,
time she's
we'll
around,
cover it.
right? From the beginning. Did that continue to be the case all the way through?
Song. I am.
It felt like it.
But you dicked me first.
Yeah. When she's linked up to you, Johnny suppressed. Yeah, okay.
What?
Songbird. Still want her?
Hmm.
Huh? Turning your back on her now. Okay, name your price. I'm all ears.
Want just one thing. To survive. Live on. Just one dose. One instance of the cure exists. Song decided to keep it, but left me with nothing.
I see. So Songbird for me, and one dose for you.
Need the cure and the rippers who know how to use it. Mention contacts in Europe. Personal ones.
In Europe, At Langley, too. The NUSA specialist at top of the game.
Is it truly betrayal if you betray the betrayer that betrayed?
We have a deal?
How am I to know your people will recover the neural matrix? Any guarantee?
I can't pretend to know this shit inside out. Remember, though, Sinoshore's Altec.
Say I survive. What happens to Song, dare I ask?
We'll do our damnedest to stop the Blackwall degeneration. Look for other ways.
Myers wants Song dead. Condemned her already.
Myers couldn't let her escape. If we get her, alive, have her in our hands, the NUSA will be safe. Songbird will live.
Deal. Take her.
I wonder
Don't
if he's
fucking
like...
let me die.
Is it even
Launch
Myers,
pads
or
inside.
is it the ideal of the country?
I know.
You know?
I'm waiting.
Is he holding on to the idea of the nation?
Wakey. End of the line.
Or is he holding on to the presidency?
Come on.
It feels
Time to
like
go.
it's so strong that it's conceptual.
Before he got betrayed in the train the first time, was he still under Myers?
Supposedly. And then he still didn't turn his back,
Still. Yeah, that's crazy.
right? And the only way to make sense of that is that it's not about the individuals, it's about the ideal.
Warned me about her, damn it. Turned out to be a straight con. One not worth dying for.
Even if it's not a country that
Myers.
exists in the way he thinks it does, you know?
Then came my turn.
Yep.
She was my friend once. Who she is today, I don't know. And I won't be the one to judge her. Taking you home, Somi.
Yeah, of course you won't be the one to judge her. That's not for you to decide, huh?
Area secure for landing. No, you will not do that. We grab the girl and go.
Thought about how you're gonna spend your 30 pieces of silver?
I'll be in touch.
Don't keep me waiting.
No way. Peacefully?
Me?
Take damn good care of Song. You owe her that.
And you do well to forget her. And all of this entirely.
And you can hate the way you want this feels as much as you want. Is V not allowed to want to live? Is V not allowed to want to live? You can hate the way that feels.
Especially after
Right?
everything that transpired.
You can play the violin all you want. I don't give a fuck. Is she not allowed?
Was just thinking to myself.
Don't lie to yourself.
Dunno, I mean, fuck. Now I kinda feel sorry for the chick.
Not thinking about her. Thinking about yourself. Fearing your end.
Healthy egotism, I'd call it. No. Just wanted to say that woman had the shittiest fucking luck in life.
Shitty luck's what I ran into at Konpeki Plaza.
Wanted to fly high. Too close to the sun. Both of you. Yet as an ancient Chinese proverb says, ain't no jumping over your own ass cheeks.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people sounded so convinced and certain that there's no other, that it's black and white about this. And I'm like, you're fucking crazy, man.
It's
You're
good
hypocritical
you're
if you think so.
Here.
Well, if you just go with who you like the vibes of the most,
Chance.
then okay, but
I never
you're
really
ignoring
got it.
so many things in that
Did I?
process, you know? It's crazy.
Damn it,
But it's
Sweet.
beautifully done. It's beautifully
I
done
do have
that that's the
known this
case.
wouldn't end well.
I kept hoping.
Now I know. When you lose something, it's for good.
The pain in her voice.
Somi.
I'm fading, V. Help me out.
Somi. I
tried on my own. Don't have the strength. Please. End it.
always been your choice, Somi. I get it now. And I gotta respect it.
Thank you. And I'm sorry for everything.
Footsteps? Huh.
Show me. We're too late, aren't we?
Damn it, Reed. Sorry.
Yeah, so am I. We need to get her out of here.
Right.
Let's get moving.
Being awful quiet. Everything all right?
I think I'm all out of words for you.
What happened back there?
Push it.
Can tell it's eating at you. Wanna talk about it?
You wanna know what's eating at me? That I didn't get to her first. Ahead of you.
Reed.
It should have been me down there with Somi. Not you. I should have looked her in the eye. Heard her say she wanted out of life. I could have changed her mind.
Damn. Damn. Damn.
I really think so.
Damn.
He could have done what you couldn't.
Yeah, I could have done it. You don't understand.
Skill issue.
Blaming yourself for her death because you think you had a say. Except you didn't.
Reality would have bent its way to
Not
my will.
everything depends on you, Reed.
Clearly.
R/I'm the main character.
Hey, don't worry. Plan to stick with you till the end, right?
Please step out of the vehicle.
Reed?
No. V, could you carry Somi? Please.
I got her.
I mean, I guess you can still put her on a stretcher to get what you can out of the autopsy, but...
Place her here.
Are you giving the rights of someone their final wishes? Or are you giving up hope? Right? Copium. Hopium.
Nopium.
Take good care of her.
V, the president will like a word.
Rosalind.
V.
What'll happen to Somi now?
FIA Special Agent Song So-mi was killed in the line of duty. I'll make sure that's how she's remembered.
Now will you remember her?
As my failure. I could have done more for her, perhaps. Maybe all of us could have.
How far back in the timeline are we
Song
talking?
opted to die rather than fall into your hands. Know that, right?
Death is never the answer. I've seen too much of it already. Were I in her shoes, I would have chosen life.
Yeah, well, you weren't.
If I'm not mistaken, neither were you.
Yeah.
Get why Reed didn't want to work with you again?
Are you suggesting that your failure is my fault?
Wow.
Just making sure you know you're a shitty boss.
You'd be wise to remember who you're speaking to.
And who would that be, exactly?
All right. I can't deny you tried to help her. Thank you for your service to the NUSA.
Rosalind, wait. And my reward? Remember being promised some help.
You were promised assistance for bringing So-mi in alive. If you fail to deliver your end of the bargain, why should we deliver ours? In fact, we should charge you for the harm you've brought to the agency.
Putting that right there. Yeah.
The federal government isn't petty.
Making sure you can see
for
that while she's
compensation-
talking is very important.
5K. 5K.
You get to see the wine glass, you know?
Here you go, $5,000.
Not even the cost of
I know
that
how you're
bribe
feeling.
mission.
The 13K one.
Know the pain.
We're all set to go.
It's putting a penny on the table instead of not tipping.
She asked me once if I'd always be by her side when she fucked up. I said I wouldn't miss it for the world. She didn't believe me. Just smiled. Shook her head, but she wasn't buying it. I could tell. Lost all my friends when you recruited me, she said. Now don't you become my enemy. That's all I ask.
She did say she
Was I
didn't
a
fully
friend
trust.
or an enemy?
She said,
Fuck.
Somi was like, yeah, you know, Reed worked with him, but I didn't like fully trust him. But I still like made it happen.
early on?
In the other timeline.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, their relationship is complex as fuck, but I would say that she's haunted by the betrayal. She obviously, she did care, and he did care, and she's genuinely feels like shit about him almost getting killed. So, like, even if this is where they ended up, I think that there's a real feeling there in regards to, like, he was on that train, and he was supposed to die, and he didn't, you know? and it just happened to work out that way, you know? So I don't want to frame it too one-sided, you know?
Okay.
To me. They're pushing each other towards worse outcomes, but they're holding on to
Ideals.
a genuine feeling that was there in the beginning.
Reed, I know that shit sounds fucking hot. I know you'd probably rather not hear this now, but maybe becoming her enemy was the sole way you could save her. Risked everything, both of you.
And we both have to pay the price. I failed her.
You failed her. Probably not even the first time.
Thanks.
That's also what saved her. She chose her own path. Not yours. Not Myers's.
Always her way or the highway. Fuck. I just didn't think there'd be a 400-foot drop at the end of it.
You know, Reed. Got to know So-Mi about as well as you knew her. Ever want to talk?
I think it's high time you headed back to Night City.
One last look. Goodbye.
Show me. For what it's worth, I hope you're at peace.
I like that last look.
Yep. What else is there to say?
We're done here.
Yeah. From the moment he went in the car, clearly that was the one.
Yeah.
Right?
Ever
Hey!
since the start of this whole
Motoko
FIA, I've
Kusanagi.
been trying to pin down a strange feeling.
That's cool.
This fear gnawing at my inside.
So yeah, we're getting into that conversation there. What was I thinking? Okay. Yeah, I think again, it just kind of reinforces in a way that like there's no version of this where Myers is acceptable in any timeline, and that's clear. That's very clear. Then you have Reed and his delusion, and how that acceptable that is to you, and then you have her, and what she was denied and what she deserves, and what she's willing to sacrifice to get that. Right. And interestingly, I kind of think that like, because you see, basically there's there's almost like 4 points of, because there's 3 people involved. So there's 4 points of logic when you kind of think about this along the middle lines, right? You have Reed and So-Mi like as opposite forces that are slightly over to one side and the other, opposing each other. And they have enough gray in them that you can see the genuine conviction for why they believe what they believe, and you can be swayed. Yeah. And then you have Myers standing behind Reed, who makes his position look much worse.
Yeah.
But standing behind So-Mi is hypothetically, I'm repeating myself at this point, but danger, right? Black wall, death, etc. We don't get to see that in the game so far with these choices in the way that you see Meyer standing there underlining how shitty that vibe is with Reed's path. Do you know what I mean? Like you're not like in other words, the risk of So-Mi endangering the public or people or whatever with the black wall thing is not something that gets so far displayed as a like, catastrophe has occurred over there. So the thing that I was afraid of, you watch it happening and unfolding, and then you go, oh, this was a bad choice. And I think a big part of feeling the weight of your decisions is like facing the consequence of going the opposite way and seeing its outcomes. So following her path through, she kind of has that moment of betraying you at the end.
Yeah.
I think if there was a version or pathway where you could see, kind of like when she first breaks out of Hansen's thing, you see the fire everywhere and the trail throughout the city and the destruction. If you kind of witness that carnage unfolding and people getting caught up in it, if that's what actually was happening, it might make you feel a little bit differently about that choice. Does that make sense?
And the carnage, you mean like the red stuff, or like just like, and that's something that only you can see at the time?
It was like black wall traces or so, but
but and you can only see it because you had that connection with Somi.
But what I mean in what I literally like, Carnage, Evil Red, visual aside, the fact that Black Wall,
the threat of the
Black Wall, like mass murdering people, in her wake, out of control, is a contagion that in a world like Night City could be like
devastating.
It could be an EMP. Right? From one to another, to another, to another, and then until people are just dying. You get a glimpse of it when she breaks out of the stadium, but this doesn't bring you face to face with it. So I'm long-winded in what I'm saying here is that Myers is such an awful example of going with Reed, and going with her, you don't have to fully confront how much death would be unleashed in that exactly. And if you mirrored those two together, suddenly it might not feel as clean without the bodies around you. You know, I think that's one element of this where you have both people, Reed and her, and then behind them is the thing that you're afraid of happening. And you get to look Myers in the eye and go, what a piece of shit. Fuck her. But you don't get the full scope of mass death from Black Wall that her unleashed would make you hesitate to support.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
It's yelling louder and louder. Yelling that I should delta as far away as possible. Think I've finally figured out what it was.
So Johnny of you. Ghosting the second shit gets complicated or uncomfortable.
Fuck off. How's that for being Johnny?
Just look at your relationships.
Okay, enough. Some stories don't get a happy ending for the credits roll. Leaving questions you're never gonna find the answers to. Questions you'll lug around till the day you croak.
Shit, do you want to... We could talk about it. I don't know if this is annoying or not. Is this interesting to talk about, or... Because...
Isn't this the purpose of this?
I would say so, yeah. I agree. My mental gymnastics, right. Okay. So... I think when you leave the stadium and you see the people dead around, you're supposed to feel a glimpse of what I'm talking about. But you chase her back in through this and begin that pathway, right? And once again, we're brought to the idea of these people whose bodies you're running by that have been cooked in the Black Wall explosion.
It's a glimpse of what could happen.
It's a glimpse of what could happen, but each of those people could, like, you're talking about tragedy. You're fighting for one life and stepping past bodies to save that one life, right? So, like, if you just dismiss this as mental gymnastics, all you're doing is saying, I care about this life more than that one, and too bad, fuck you. Because I don't know her hair color. No, I don't want a straw man. You know, she's my wife. No, I'm not going to straw man. I'm going to steel man you on that. All right. I'm going to steel man you on that and say that you are attached to her from the whole journey we took with her together. But you are going to ignore death to get your point across. And if you, again, are just like, well, fuck the president no matter what, you're being a hypocrite. how are you not being a hypocrite if you suddenly just decide that the threat to more innocent life that has nothing to do with what's going on is a risk we're willing to take for that freedom? How do you not wait? Like,
So
it's a
one thought
heavy
that-
choice, but it should feel heavy. It shouldn't feel easy. You shouldn't be able to easily just go, I don't care no matter what, fuck Myers, and that's all there is to it. Because yes, she sucks, but the things and Reed is delusional, and she does, and Somi got fucked over. But like, I just can't see dismissing these unnamed corpses in a real consequential way as like, if we just pretend the video game and then there's corpse nothing, then fine. Yeah, we can go characters that are named that have lines and music that we care about. But when I'm looking at it and really thinking about this and actually giving a fuck about the decisions and why, that's the part I can't let go of. And that's why I can't agree with it. And so like, I kind of, in a way, I'm like, thinking about my decision on this and like what I thought of at the time, and I go, oh, there are examples of this, but if they, and I kind of think that seeing that outcome, seeing those bodies and seeing more of that in a way would sort of go like, yeah, this is not a clean decision. You shouldn't, if you walk away with this feeling super, super certain that like, you know, you're okay with those bodies because she got that freedom, who are you?
So one thought that seems to come out often is that some people are saying that Somi would not be a threat because she said that she wouldn't mess with the nuke power or the black wall and tamper with it.
Okay.
So at this point, do you trust her or do you go, no, the threat and the potential that's inside you is too much of a threat to let you like go out with it. I cannot trust you to do this because if it goes wrong, it'll go wrong completely.
Right. If she has it under control enough to not just infect everybody and kill at random. Right. If she herself is able to control that.
Can you trust her?
Was that, am I not remembering enough of her lines indicating that don't worry, this black wall infection is not going to be a problem?
Because the recurring comment is she doesn't want to use it, but Myers is forcing her to use it.
Is it about using it or is it about it unwillingly?
That's the thing. Is it a threat? If she says, I'm not going to use it, it's fine. I'm just going to go and there won't be an issue. But you're like, no, but that thing is crazy. That's a nuke. If something goes wrong with it, we're all fucked and we need to deal with it and contain it.
Yeah. Because the basis of what I'm saying is on the idea that it's not her song, it's not Somi choosing to unleash that on people. I'm saying it on the basis of involuntarily there will be deaths because it's uncontrollably going to cause casualties, right? Not her fault. But I'm not saying, you know, oh, we can't trust her to choose to you know, not hurt people or so. If you're saying that her in control of it means that there will be no casualties and everything would be fine, then yeah, of course that option is weighted to be much more safe. Because that means there'll be no casualties, right? But
is this an aspect that eluded us while we were going through it?
If that's what
I'm gonna cure myself, and I can cure you too.
But chat. Is that the truth? Like, I don't know. Do you have a consensus to like? Is that in fact the case? I guess I'd have to go back and look at those lines, and I'll completely be like, yep, it was asymmetrical. The threat towards people was not meant to be taken that seriously. It was a background part of this decision, and it's really just about her freedom and Reed, right? If the part where I'm thinking about the bodies is not at all to be factored in here, then completely. What I'm saying has no bearing. But if that's not true, and if she in fact involuntarily could lead to black wall mental nuking person after person after person until eventually who knows how that works out, right? Then it does make sense. So I guess the idea is just like, is there enough there in the piece, in the lore, in the game to say, she had a grip on it. She had her hand on it, and it would not result in casualties. If you can tell me that with conviction, then I'm wrong.
And our path, siding with Reed, and she went, "Oh, you're against me. Fuck this." Might have triggered a loss of control. And then that's why we see like the Black Wall corruption around the world, and she goes down deep.
So so as long as she's happy, then humanity is safe. Cool. Come the fuck on, bro. What do you think? What do you think? I'm spouting off a lot of nonsense, and I find it really interesting. What do you think?
Well, okay.
Given now that we've seen multiple sides of this.
The first time that a decision was hard to take for me was actually when Somi was...
Sorry, hold on. I'm getting yelled at. She gets a cure. She gets a cure. So... Okay. No, if you're saying humanity is dead regardless, like I don't even know where to begin with that side of it. If you're saying Cyberpunk has a humanity is dying no matter what thing, if I'm supposed to take that into account, I'm not, because I'm just going off of what we saw in the game here. So I don't even know where to introduce that part of it. She has the cure, the moon dust. So in the end, it works out that her on the moon and those people that she makes it to save her in that pathway. Yeah. Okay. So because in retrospect,
like one time, but it's like she tells you we can save each other. Like I can save both of us.
Yes.
But in the end, the cure is only for one use.
Okay. So then I guess it's just a matter of where you are in time. But in retrospect, the pathway she gets to has a cure.
Okay, yeah.
When you're choosing to believe or choosing to follow what she said, and I guess you'd have to study the script at this point almost, but I'm like, maybe I just didn't register her talking about her freedom alongside eliminating that threat enough to really grasp that was a real possibility. And Reed talking about her certainly was describing, wanting to get her help and all those things. And, again, you can go like, yeah, he was just bullshitting or delusional or so. But it wasn't super obvious to me. God, fucking Jordan Peterson. It's not apparently clear to me. It wasn't apparently clear to me that that the good ending was that was waiting behind that choice that then led to the moon. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I guess that's it, right? I guess that's kind of it. Is like, all right, the way you stop the nuke from going off and killing everybody is by getting to those doctors on the moon. Okay. Because I just think that's it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. No, I'm looking at what we see of like the potential for this thing to go out of her control. And so when you stopped me earlier to say that like everyone is saying she wouldn't use it, I'm like, I didn't think about it as her using it or not. I'm like, she's freaking. There's a thing inside of her that bursts out involuntarily that can kill people. That was kind of it, I mean, it's interesting to walk through it step by step here to get to this point, but like, this is why I made those conclusions about it. It's like releasing a person with Ebola in a way, going like, my interpretation of it is you have digital Ebola. And you are walking out into the wild, and then who knows who's going to get that. And it's not whether or not you choose to activate it or not, So that's how I was thinking about it, I guess. Yeah. Read the pinned message. I can't. I'm using Chatterino.
Hold on. Well, it might take me a bit.
I can pull it up over here. You are meant to question her fate on the moon. Hence, the mysterious text and Mr. Blue Eye's presence implies that she is in fact being exploited by a totally different group of AIs, says Asuna. This game!
What?
This game!
What?
Oh, man. Oh, man, that's incredible. That's incredible. Holy shit. Wow. Okay, just know that, like, you have to feel conflicted here. You have to feel conflicted. You can't sit here and type, I'm not conflicted.
Yeah, this is the right answer. There's only one answer, and that's
fuck you, man. No. Fuck you if you don't.
No.
I don't care. You have to feel conflicted. That's incredible.
Yeah.
You're a fucking liar if you say you don't.
Answer. You give any answer, and anybody can go, what about this?
Yes.
What about that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely disagree with the pathway, but you have to feel conflicted. Oh my God. That's crazy, dude. Asuna, are you for real? What?
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Sure.
All right,
okay.
Sounds about right.
Better believe it.
You know, people come and go through your life. Leave questions like a shit on the living room floor. It's just how it is. Sometimes they carry the stink of truth. Sometimes they don't. You just gotta let it go, Johnny. There's no other way.
One way or another, shit always ends up fucked. First Saburo, then Yorinobu, now Myers. Got a knack for getting in dangerous peeps' ways, you know? For real, though. How's it feel, you know? With all that's gone down.
I don't play games with stories to let it go.
Didn't feel like I had a choice.
If you tell me to let it go, you're here for the wrong reasons.
You'll never know. Not really. Just like we won't know what Myers will extract from the chick's brain pan. 'Cause extract she will on down. First Saburo, then Yorinobu, now Myers. Got a knack for getting in dangerous peeps' ways, you know? For real, though. How's it feel, you know? With all that's gone down.
Didn't feel like I had a choice. That mean it was right?
You'll never know. Not really. Just like we won't know what Myers will extract from the chick's brain pan. 'Cause extract she will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just sit there and criticize me when it wasn't you making the tough calls. Fucking typical.
Not making your life any easier, I know. But thinking about Songbird, about Reed, finally starting to see why I did all the shit I did. Why I went AWOL during the war, then set off on the warpath against Arasaka. Why I called Carrie a fucking pussy so many times. Think finally I understand why I couldn't bring myself to trust Reed. 'Cause I know his type. Idealist. Like me. Who can't see that what he believes in will devour everyone he cares about. Just one thing sets us apart. Unlike me, he saw his shit through to the end. Price be damned.
There.
There.
Fucking said
Fucking
it.
said it.
So good, dude. So good.
No comparison, Johnny.
Oh, he knows,
was making
man.
up for his past, correcting his mistakes. Fought for a second chance. For himself. And Song. You?
Guess I was never chasing ideals. Not really. Life. That's what I was running from.
And? Still running?
Does it matter? I'm still breathing. Sort of. Just don't know what the fuck for.
Gave up on your ideals, huh? Now? Finally?
No. Just saw that behind everything we believe, there's an ugly truth we don't want to face. All right. Good talk.
Excellent.
Get up.
Excellent. God, I still love it.
Those thoughts. Feelings.
It's so good.
Didn't expect that
It's
from
so
you,
good,
Johnny.
dude.
Probably because you think you've got me all figured out.
No. Just didn't realize that under the prick rocker boy exterior, you're nothing but a big ol' softie.
Yeah. Fuck you too.
God, why do you believe what you believe? You know? And can you just walk blindly, no matter what the cost, no matter what the consequences, and do it and not give a fuck?
Grab a seat.
Because of the idea. What the hell?
Surround them!
Grave look on your face isn't reassuring.
Ignore that.
Snipers perched somewhere. FIA picking off witnesses.
Do you really think I need support if I
Oh, that
wanted
was
to get rid of
deliberate.
you? I hate to break it to you.
Okay, never
But
mind.
you know Morgan Blackhand.
Don't worry about it.
V, I'm gonna come out and say it.
Look at him dancing in the
Failed
back.
as an FIA associated operative. You failed me, Alex, Myers, hell, maybe even yourself.
Fuck the FIA. How about that?
Cool. No holds barred. Reed,
In spite of that, here we are. Watching a ball game, talking. Do you know why?
Whatever.
'Cause you need my help again?
Don't kid yourself. The FIA has you tagged as a compromised asset. If Myers people ever knock on your door again, either run or start shooting.
Say it ain't so, Saul. You here to apologize? Tell me you'll help after all?
I see you still have your sense of humor. I can't help you, and I got nothing to apologize for. Close, though.
So what's this about?
You were right. I wanted to tell you in person. You were right, V.
Damn.
I'm waiting.
Shit, wasn't expecting that.
I'm not surprised. V, I almost lost everything because of you.
Oh, fuck, Reed.
Don't talk. Just listen. I lost partners, friends, the trust of my superiors. Everything I believed in, built my life on, gone in seconds. All because I believed you'd help me save Somi.
Why do I get the feeling you still blame me for everything?
Because I do. But given what happened, V, well, I'm starting to see the other side of all this shit.
Oh. What?
That's a Mass Effect renegade
I
prompt.
saved Somi. You know that.
Lol.
You were angry for some other reason. Maybe still are. Things slipped from your grip. You didn't get to make the final call. But you know what? From where I'm sitting, that was for the best.
That's why I said I think you were right.
If I was in
I got
control,
nothing
it
to
would have
lose now.
changed, but yeah.
I might be
okay.
able to gain something for once, though. All because of you, or thanks to you. Not sure which is more fitting.
Does Somi shake you out of loyalty?
And so me. Any idea gonna get some funeral at least?
Nah.
Somi's been dead for years, officially. There's a grave in Calvary, New York, with her name on it. We actually went there once. Song, Alex and me. We laid flowers, dripped some whiskey on the grave. No need to imagine her. She was right there.
I'm sorry.
In any case, they'll never put former FIA agent Songbird in the ground. Groom Lake is a facility. They're extracting all they can, but it's all the same to her now.
Huh. Myers only pretended she'd take care.
No, she did. She is. Just in her own way. Only way she knows how.
Myers must be livid.
Even if she is, she hides it well, behind a toothy smile. She has direct lines to Night City's biggest players. Hanson's dead, and shit's about to go down in Dogtown. She's already convinced Congress the mess in Night City was targeted, controlled, and, ultimately, a resounding success. They'll award her a second Purple Heart. She'll accept in a teary-eyed speech in which she's sure to remind everyone that Kennedy only got one.
And that's why I hate politics. So what'll you do now? Plans? Schemes? What?
Washington beckons, likely for a stern audience with Her Majesty, then relegation to a desk at Langley. Maybe scribbling on whiteboards, flipping through slides, feeding fresh recruits horseshit, among other humiliations. They already booked me to Red Eye and see the DC direct.
Plan to get on it?
Good question. Should I?
Oh, you modded in Nomad and Corpo answers?
Yeah, you should. Just remember our talks. And remember Somi.
I failed her as a mentor. Maybe even as a friend.
That's why you won't make the same mistakes again. You'll be a preem teacher.
You're trying to flatter your way into a gig at Langley. Just so we're clear. Over my dead body.
Please. I'm a shit agent. Way too many secrets, shifting loyalties. Just... no. Stay put. Fuck Myers. Fuck the FIA. That life put you through the ringer. Time for a change.
What? Go the way of Morgan Blackhand?
Yeah, why not? Afterlife would welcome you with open arms. But it's not your only option. You know that. Screw Washington. Your old life's there. That's what awaits you. Clearly need a new life. Hop in a car and full speed ahead, I say.
And then what?
Make it up as you go along. Done it. It works, I know.
That you do.
Got a few Nomad friends. You could ride with them. Always a place to start. Just let me know.
I don't know what I'll do. And I'm alright with that. Forgot how that felt, but I really fucking missed it. So thanks.
Don't sweat it. Buy me a brosif sometime.
I'm afraid there won't be a next time. You know that. Take care, V. I'm gonna hang back a little.
Interesting.
Oh.
Fucking
Oh
hell.
my god.
Okay. All right.
Don't come any closer.
Get away.
I'll kill you, V. I will. So, what do you want to do?
Son of a bitch.
You're not taking her anywhere.
Spare me the quote straight out of Bushido 10.
I hate it.
Look at her, V. Be serious.
Why is it
Come
so
on,
well
man.
done?
Do this and you kill her. Kill her, me, your own damn self, too. Fucking
There's more
remorse
to life
alone
than
will
just the
get you.
Chaos Emeralds, goddammit!
You got
Can't you
3
see
seconds.
that?
1,
We're all in danger.
2.
V, don't do it. He's probably
Get to
faster.
hell, Reed. I'm sorry, man.
Damn late.
Oh my god.
Oh, Dudley, too strong.
I thought you were strong. You had no choice.
That's how it be.
But your friend now
Yeah.
will read in the beyond if you don't hurry your ass.
Thanks, Shadow. All right. Oh my god.
Nonsense.
Shit. Good stuff. Thank you.
Thanks for the recap.
Thank you.
Thank you for the
very cool.
That Asuna.
That was very great. That was I got it all in there. Thank you very much, Asuna. Hell yeah. Yeah, man. It's so fucking dirty. It ain't clean. And even
no hands clear in here.
Well, so I mean, now I'm even just like circling back around with Johnny, because like here he didn't even necessarily describe the I gave him his fucking smoke. He didn't even have that conversation. But it's still just him reflecting on what he did and who he is in light of these, the entirety of Phantom Liberty. And it's like, I'm sure history is filled with people who did the right things for the wrong reasons. If you lead the revolution and do something, to spark great needed change, but you do so for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Do the ends justify the means? What comes after?
Do bad things for good?
Does it even matter?
For bad,
right? Well, here's if you're talking about freeing people that are oppressed, certainly, but nobody in this game is walking around going, the corporations are like the people who are writing the newsletters that are like anti-corporoso are one thing, and then there's kind of like the idea of like fighting back in a symbolic way. But fighting back in a real way seems almost impossible, right? So, if I can... Okay, one of the shitty Devil May Cry games, the whole bit is you're fighting against this demon corp, right? That controls everything. And then, upon completion of defeating the great evil, the alternate reality non-canon Virgil of that world is like, great, Demon Lord is dead, so the path is clear for us to rule.
Oh.
And Dante's like, what? It's like, yeah, I mean, we only did all this so that we, the rightful strong, could take over. And you're like, that's not what we were doing. And it's like, well, what the fuck do you think this was all for?
Right.
Right? You gotta have one of those like, right moments. So anytime that you hear like, oh, the path is clear for us to rule, it's like that kind of bit, And there's that, you can look at that and go like, okay, well, you did free some people that were probably going to die under this massive thing. And now you're going to potentially, take this revolutionary moment and spoil it by being maybe a worse despot. Yeah. Who knows? And you think about Johnny doing what he did and you're like, well, the corpos need fucking to be knocked down more than a few pegs, right? They need to be annihilated. This much is clear. Did you do that by dropping a nuke? Doesn't seem like it.
You pushed for change?
Did you free people from their corporate overlords, which are...
Doesn't seem like it worked.
Doesn't seem like that's what happened, but it's what you believed in.
In fact, there's probably a lot of sympathizers for the corpse after what happened.
You're right. You're talking about waking up sheeple and freeing your mind. What good is a mind that is free if it's also being irradiated into vapor in the fallout of the bomb you just dropped? And then what are you going to do? Can't cook an omelet without breaking a couple legs? You can't be one of those people, right? And then in this case, what you did do is you ended it affected the war enough to like blow Militech into power, and they used you to make that so that they would win, right? It actually had an effect on the corporate wars and like cemented the outcome even harder, and so you're like, you don't even get the benefit of going like, look how many people we freed with this gesture in a way, but boy, does it sound nice and feel nice and probably work great on the back of an album to sing about nuking a corp.
The Johnny Nuke was corp ordered?
He was used by Militech. He was doing it for himself and for after what happened with Alt and everything like that. But he was being manipulated by Militech to go and do that. 100%, right? That's what we learned there, essentially. So even your act of revolution was part of the system.
Cool.
Again, Joyce.
Corporate revolution.
Joyce, Disco Elysium, Capital Subsumes, etc. You know? And so that's kind of where you're just like, well, then what the fuck is the point? You know? And so it's like, yeah, you're kind of having a moment on the wall there, thinking about what you're running from and why you're doing all that, you know? And you don't even get the upside of saying like, yeah, we freed some people or we changed some. It's like, no, it really did nothing but kind of kill innocent people. You know? But is the symbolism of fighting back more important?
I don't know. At what cost? Yeah. And Johnny, even when we're talking with that, I forget what's the name of that terrorist girl that was working for...
Mrs. Protein.
Yeah. And he was like, I could have made something good with her, you know? Like
Exactly.
Potential.
Exactly.
Like, damn.
Right? I once again refer you to the words of my good friend Javik. He has a couple of words about a couple of trillion ghosts that might steer you in the right direction here. It's super interesting stuff, man. Damn. Okay.